Hi, my name is Cliff Stevenson. I'm a realtor with Royal LePage Foothills in Calgary, Alberta, and this is a short video on one of the ways I use the iPad for my real estate business. If you're going to use the iPad for your real estate business, I highly recommend you get yourself PDF versions of the real estate contracts that your real estate board provides you with, and then get yourself a good PDF editor. In this case here, I'm using PDF Pen, fantastic app for the Mac. I understand PDF Typewriter is one that works very well on the PC. But what you're going to want to do is go in and enter any information that's going to be constant information in these contracts, information that's not going to change. So I'll just give you an example here. For example, on these contracts, for my use, my brokerage information is always going to be in here. So I'm going to include that in there. As you can see, I filled in some other information as well. And at the bottom here on our contract, my information is always going to be constant. So input that information into a PDF editor before you get to the iPad. You're going to save yourself a lot of time on the iPad. Can you do it on the iPad? Sure you can, but this makes it a lot easier. And then save yourself copies of these PDF files that you can access through another app. Before we begin working with any of the documents that we just entered information into on the laptop, I just wanted to say a few things about the iPad in general, talk about a couple of the apps that I've tried on this, and a couple of the apps that you're going to need to download if you subscribe to what I'm doing here. First off, for the real estate practitioner, the iPad's an amazing tool. Don't think you need convincing of that. You're obviously watching this video. For me, I'm mobile with my client's information. I'm mobile with their file. I can send and receive documents quite easily. I can sign on the iPad, and I'm essentially paperless. The other thing that I'm doing, trying to get a little creative with the iPad, is if you're anything like me, when you take buyers out for a buyer tour of properties, you're giving them a paper showing book, something with a copy of the listings potentially, maybe some neighborhood information. I'm now going to transfer that into a PDF file and give my clients an iPad. They can make notes and mark up the listing book on their iPad, and before they even leave my vehicle, they can email themselves a copy, keeping the process totally paperless. So onto the apps, a couple of the apps that I have tried. I think when the iPad first came out, everybody was pretty excited about iAnnotate. iAnnotate's a fantastic app. I find it to be a little more robust than I really need. There's a lot to that app. A little complicated. I wanted a simple signing app, and iAnnotate didn't work very well for me. The second one was Zosh. Zosh is a great app. The problem I have with Zosh is that it's email conveyance only. So really sending files back and forth, you're doing it via email format only, and you'll see with Notarize that's not the case. So two apps you're going to need if you're going to subscribe to this. Number one, Dropbox seems to be the most tightly integrated online storage app with the iPad. That's just my opinion. They offer you 2 GB for free. As you can see here in Dropbox for myself, I've got a bunch of files here in folders. I'm sharing a couple of these folders with my assistant, which is quite easy to do. And then you can see, you're able to store all the information that you've got for your clients on here, and transferring these back and forth on computers, whether it be Mac or PC, also quite easy. So definitely get yourself Dropbox. And then the best app, in my opinion, is this Notarize. Notarize really easy to use, really easy to manipulate. You'll see here entering in text into Notarize on a contract that we've got here for our real estate association is quite easy. If you want to move this around, you can manipulate this stuff quite easy. And a double tap takes you out of any function. So instead of filling out any more text, I'll skip right down to, on our contract, the signature, which is where I think the iPad is quite useful. So pulling up a pen function, get your clients to sign the pad, again a double tap. No need to write with the stylus on this with these text boxes. Quite easy to do, again quite easy to manipulate. And that's the signing and entering text. And then Notarize, I've got a lot of use out of the way you share documents on Notarize. As you can see from this list, quite a few options. Again, the ability to email yourself right away or your client, and then putting it back into Dropbox in a folder that you designate the signed copy. Extremely useful. So what I'll do is I'll just pull up a listing book. I was referring to the sort of the listing book idea. And this is how easy it is to sort of get things into Notarize for either note-taking or signing of documents. Takes a couple seconds here to pull the document from my online storage. And then once it's in here, and this would be sort of an idea for clients when you're taking them out. I mean, it may not be the best view of a listing here for the example. And then again, like I said, the client can just turn around and share this and email themselves a copy of the document, send it to their email address, and then they've got it. So that's how I'm using an iPad for my business and real estate. Any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at cliff@cliffstevenson.com.